Left of the box. Last live stream, I was mentioning that Chrystia Freeland, she had that little article where she was calling about a vibe session. I didn't realize that there's actual video of her talking about it, and it is just as bad as I thought it was going to be. As I explained, it's not just vibes, it's actual material reality for a lot of people that, inflation is far worse than what they like to talk down to us about. And I gave a couple examples before, things like parking that used to be free at a visitor lot, no longer free. Having to put more money on my laundry card is now no longer free. And even though it's a tiny amount, when you start adding it up to all these different places, it starts, it can be hundreds to maybe even $1,000 more for a person every year with all the extra expenses of paying for things that previously were free. And, sometimes they're luxury items like a streaming service that now, if you want to keep some premium items, you have to pay or they get put behind a paywall. But a lot of things that we need to function when it comes to different programs and stuff, you can't buy them anymore. You have to rent them. And so even when you start taking away the so-called luxuries in a person's life, it really leads to a deteriorating quality of life because we need outlets, being able to have something like a Disney Plus. For some people, that's an escape from reality. That's a way for them to unwind. And that's just a way for them to have something to enjoy. And it shouldn't get to the point where it's like, no, no, no. It's your responsibility to cut back so you have nothing to enjoy in life before you get to complain about being broke. Well, here's just another example of, things that used to be free that are no longer free. Transport Minister to summon airline CEOs as Air Canada sets to charge carry-on fees for some passengers. And this is from CTV News. Transport Minister to summon airline CEOs. So Air Canada set to charge carry-on fees for some passengers. Which passengers? Transport Minister Anita Anand says she will be calling Canadian airline CEOs to a meeting in mid-December after Air Canada says it will charge some passengers for carry-on bags in the new year. Let's just say I'm not very happy today with what I've heard from Air Canada, Anand said in an interview with CTV Power Play with Vasi, I don't know how to say her name. I think they need to take a look at the persons that they are targeting with these excessive fees. It's not acceptable. Huh? Persons that they are targeting? Huh. Starting on January 3rd, Air Canada passengers buying basic fare tickets for North America and some destinations will have to pay a carry-on fee of $35 for the first bag and $50 for the second. Oh, but small personal items like a purse or a computer bag will still be allowed on board for free. Those passengers will also be charged for seat selection change at check-in starting on January 21st. So the people buying basic fare tickets, people who maybe can't afford to pay for a better ticket, are now being charged for things that were previously free. Because Air Canada wants to make their money. So this vibe session Chrystia Freeland was talking about, it's very real. And it targets people who are already tight on cash, people already living with poverty. Because like I said, laundry card that I have, it's 25 cents each time that I load the card, which isn't much. But again, when you start adding it up, when you're living with poverty or dire poverty, and you have not even $20 of wiggle room, now having to pay a couple dollars here and there for different items is insurmountable. Like a lot of people living with privilege, a lot of people in the government, They don't understand what it's like to live with real poverty when, $20 can make the difference between eating for a few days or not. And having to choose between medications and rent, having to choose which necessity they can go the longest without. But here, again, we have a greedy corporation saying, you know what, we need more money, but this isn't included in those inflation numbers. No, 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 no. This isn't inflation. This is just an extra charge. And so the people who are buying the cheapest tickets, who most likely can't afford the more expensive tickets, well, we're going to charge you for these carry-on bags. So it's not like you have to bring them. It's your choice if you bring them, but if you do, now you have to pay for them. Oh, but you could just maybe upgrade a ticket or something, not pay for the basic ticket, then you'll be able to have them. What greedy assholes these people are. CEOs are just horrible, horrible people, but then also politicians like her just, it's all in your head, sweetie. There's not a real, this inflation you think is happening, it's not real. All of them can go to hell.